Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about NAKD as an update quickly from my previous video. I do recommend that you watch my video after this one here, so you watch both. Now I'm going to go quickly through technical analysis here, and what I'm going to be doing that is just merely to understand the psychology behind the trades that have been recent, and that's what indicators tell us. Nothing out of the ordinary other than charts and some analytical data. Now I'm going to go a little bit towards any news I can find recent to kind of update the last DD as well. Just going to give it a bit of a view onto, hey, why is it running? So let's jump right into it. Now, on a 1 week perspective, what we get to see is an MACD that's a little bit sloppy, attempting a positive reversal. Momentum is recovering. Volume %R is overbought, and ADX shows in a strong negative trend. It's in the negative trading action zone, so unless it crosses the 35 cent, it's not in a clear zone where it can see negative reversals. So it can see negative reversals all the way up to 35 cents. Now, moving averages on a 1 day perspective still look bearish. ADX shows in sloppy, Volume %R overbought, and MACD looks bullish actually. So that's the only thing it has, is an MACD that looks bullish. We can take a quick look into a 2-hour perspective. The 2-hour perspective, all across it looks bullish, except the ADX shows in a very unsustainable trend that can easily fall down. So we need to be very, very careful off that 66.02 mark. Because usually what that says is, hey, it might actually see a massive pullback. MACD confirms that by pulling down just a tad. But 2-hour perspective, really bullish. Now, look at the stochastic fast and slow, and look at one of the main things I want to show you is the unbalanced volume and the volume. Volume, 622 million. Unbalanced, 625 positive. It has the highest inflow it ever seen and the highest volume. Is it justifiable? We'll get to see that in a minute. 9 cents on the top on the moving average band, 8 cents in the middle, and 7 cents on the bottom. Stochastic fast and slow shows in there is a potential for another leg for this one. Now, coming in towards Fibonacci retracement support, there's no need to go on from 280 all the way to 006 on the Fibonacci retracement. So what we're going to be doing here is price line actions and supports and resistance. So current resistance, I would say it's probably around the 13 cent. I think it actually crossed that, so that's technically support. And then above that, 14 cents, 15 cents, and then it jumps up. 18 cents, 18 cents, 22 cents. From 22 cents, it jumps all the way to 25. Supports, it goes at the current time being 11 cents. After 11, 10 cents. After 10, looking down to 8. After 8, we're looking down to 7 and down to 6 cents. So that's current trend lines, or sorry, the current support levels we're looking at. Now jumping in towards latest news. Hey, what happened? All right, latest news, nothing significant recent at all. Nothing. Institutional buyers. Yeah, sure, 25 shares on Capital Directions, but nothing, I'd say, significant. Insider buyers, nothing since 2017. All right, let's go on towards the company itself. Website looks exactly the same. Latest news, including update way back in October 6th that they regained compliance with minimum stockholder equity. Now, one thing I want to mention, because a lot of people have been complaining, I've been mentioning, hey, this one has compliance. It doesn't need a reverse split. But you need to understand one single thing. It gained compliance for minimum stockholder equity. Amazing. But it still does not hold compliance for the minimum bid price. Minimum bid price right here was on March 11th. Initially, they were given September 8th. I believe they were given a 180-day extension or some relating to due to COVID, a bit of a pushback. So, I mean, sooner or later, you might get a reverse split because of that. So that's something you need to be careful of. And some people are like, well, no way this one is going to get a reverse split. All right, well, let me show you. We go to, let's do 5 years, 1 day. You notice this one here? That was a split. So 1 to 100. They have done splits before, and so they're not scared to do it again. I mean, this one was, when was it? December 2019. So, I'm just saying. Something scary to wonder about, so let's jump right back into the news if we can find anything else. I'll quickly go through towards the financial highlights, so you can get an insight, hey, what's next to come for the next earnings, you know? A lot of people have been saying, all right, vaccine news. Yes, this one, everyone's going to go out and, you know, they need their products and whatnot. It's not direct, right? We're not getting the vaccine tomorrow, not entire world. This one works in New Zealand, so it's a little different. Even with New Zealand, I mean, had lower numbers, so they should have had a little bit off higher numbers. Net sales for the full year for fiscal 2020 equaled around 58.5 million compared to 72.7 million on the year before. Gross profit revenues increased 37.5 compared to 33.5 from last year. Operating expenses decreased from 39 million to 39 million from 46 million. Net loss traded around 33.9 million in the fiscal year 2020 or 22.58 million for the full year, and that is basically compared to 32 million loss, so a lot more loss than you imagine. Alright, we can also look into things like reverse splits or stuff, but from what I've seen here is nothing significant talks about it, but still in the back burner. So, and what comes up, what's next? Here's the thing. Scalp? Sure. Holding for a week or a month, you can't pay me $1,000 to risk. I mean, if you're gonna pay me $1,000, you know, I'm just gonna cash it out if you give me in that stock. It had a lot of previous times where it just jumps randomly, and you see this massive jump. It had mini jumps here and it drops. Massive jump is probably gonna accumulate somewhere around the 12 cents, 11 cents. Later on in the future, it might see other jumps, but from my perspective, is that I won't risk it. You know. Do I see the reverse split in this one's future? Probably. Do I want to hold until reverse split? Not really. Look at the field itself, or look at the sector. Victoria's Secret has having problems. That kind of field itself, the sector itself, is having problems. So this one here might some point in the future declare bankruptcy, possibly, but it still has a potential. It has a slim potential to actually, you know, recover and get earnings towards to be positive. But am I gonna put all my eggs in one basket on this one? Not at 61.36 increase or profit. So this one here lies somewhere in between a gray area for me, where I'm not comfortable holding in a position, but at the same time I'm not giving 100% up on it. I'll probably give it 10% chance. That's kind of where I stand between like jumping higher or not. One thing I can see a lot of or further jump, pumping. In with a pump comes a dump. Keep that in mind. Now, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.